Last night, Manny Machado's first inning two-run blast proved to be all the offense Baltimore would need, taking game one of this series. Tonight, the Rays send their ace, right-hander Alex Cobb, to the hill, looking to settle the score. It's the Rays and the Orioles on Fox Sports Sun next. We greet you from Oriole Park at Camden Yards on a beautiful evening in Baltimore, Maryland. We are just a bit west and north of Federal Hill, home of the Cross Street Market, established in 1846. And tonight, game two of the series between the Rays and the Baltimore Orioles. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard. Alex Cordery will join us throughout the evening as well. Well, tonight the Rays try to get even after last night's 3-1 loss, and they'll send Alex Cobb to the hill looking for his single-season career high 12th win.
Listen, Alex Cobb, it has been fascinating to watch him and his development this year as a completely different pitcher. You know, he came in to 2017 coming off the Tommy John surgery, and you're thinking fastball, split change, we're going to drop in the curveball. He has completely reinvented himself. It has been the fastball, the curveball, the occasional split change, but he does a great job of keeping opposing lineups off balance. He moves the ball around the strike zone. He is a pitcher, and he's got a real good chance tonight, Dwayne, to get that 12th win as you see his season numbers. Manny Machado on the other side, how about this guy? Got off to a little bit of a slow start according to his standards, but look what he's done the last 50 games. He was the AL Player of the Month in August, but this actually started at the very end of July, and he has gone off. 15 home runs, 41 driven in. He's done a great job against lefties. He's done a great job against righties. 6 game-winning RBIs. He's been very clutch, very good with runners in scoring position, leading the way offensively for this Baltimore Oriole team, and shows no signs of slowing down.
Well, both these clubs have seen their hopes of postseason and wild card spots fade a bit. So tonight, the Rays, who have a half-game lead, hold down the third spot in the division, just in front of this Baltimore Oriole club. We welcome you back to Baltimore. The Rays and the Orioles. Season series right now finds Baltimore up by a game. Rays 6-7 against the Baltimore Orioles. Here is the starting lineup for the Rays, presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Kevin Kiermaier is going to lead it off. He'll be in center field, followed by Lucas Duda, the DH, and then Evan Longoria. Logan Morrison, the cleanup man, in front of Steven Souza Jr. Corey Dickerson is in left. Hitting seventh and catching is Wilson Ramos. Adeiny Echeverria back in there at shortstop, and Daniel Robertson is at second base tonight, hitting ninth.
Well, taking the mound tonight for the Baltimore Orioles is going to be right-hander Ubaldo Jimenez, making his 25th start of the season. You can see the numbers, 6-10, that ERA of 6.57. However, his last outing coming out in rotation, it was against the Yankees in New York. He went 5 innings, gave up 1 earned run, but punched out 10 in picking up that 6th win. So I think you always wonder when Ubaldo Jimenez takes the mound, what version is going to show up. Shortly we'll find out.
And very often, you know quickly, he's had problems early in games.
Yep, that's absolutely right. Let's take a quick look at the Oriole defense, brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. And in the outfield, left to right, we've got Trey Mancini, Adam Jones, and Austin Hayes. Across the infield, third to first, Manny Machado, Tim Beckham, Jonathan Scope, and Chris Davis, with Caleb Joseph behind the plate.
And Tim Beckham, the former Ray, will make the start at shortstop tonight. He came over to Baltimore and was red hot. Has cooled a bit, but still some good numbers here in a Baltimore uniform. Here's Kevin Kiermaier to lead it off for the Rays. First pitch of this game is a strike call. Gary Cooper calling the balls and strikes tonight. And the pitch comes too close. 1-1.
Well, Jimenez is going to give you a lot of different looks. Fastball, slider, a split, a curveball.
And now Kiermaier out front and over that pitch.
And obviously, when you look at his mechanics and his delivery, he can be distracting. A lot of deception, a lot of moving parts.
Fly ball lifted straight away center. With some carry, Adam Jones will go back and just in front of the track makes the catch. His momentum carries him onto the warning track for the first out.
Boy, can you imagine being Roger McDowell and having to keep a hawk's eye on Ubaldo Jimenez for anything that might go out of whack? You know, we talk about efficient, repeatable deliveries, and that's the goal of every pitcher out there. I don't care whether you're a starter or coming out of the pen. Then you watch Ubaldo Jimenez and you wonder, wow, I mean, things can go wrong in a lot of different areas because of the amount of movement that he has.
Well, he starts with being 6'5", and then to put all that together and keep it consistent has been an issue for him. First pitch strike to Duda.
And you're too far in now to really clean up these mechanics. You know,
they are what they are now.
Yeah, I mean, you try to make them as efficient as they can be, but you're just not going to be able to remake a guy this far into a career. And that's why you get 5 innings, 1 run, 10 punch outs, or you get 2 1/3, 8 earned, and you just never know. It speaks right there to the record, 114 and 116.
Into center field again, cutting back to his left, Jones, and he runs this one down. 2 up and 2 down. And here is Evan Longoria. Evan 7 of 22 in his career against Jimenez. A couple of home runs in the mix among the 7 hits. He bats with the bases empty. Down. Last time these two squared off, Longoria picked up the 2nd home run of his career against him. Shoots this one to short. Beckham with the pick up and the throw to first. 1, 2, 3. Go the Rays. Bottom of the first coming up. Beckham's going to lead off for Baltimore. For the Baltimore Orioles, as we take a look at their lineup, presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Manny Machado will hit second, and then Jonathan Scope, Adam Jones, Trey Mancini, and Chris Davis down the middle. Austin Hayes is in right field. The DH is Pedro Alvarez. Caleb Joseph, the catcher, will bat ninth.
Taking the mound for the Tampa Bay Rays is going to be right-hander Alex Cobb, making his 29th start of the season. That record stands at 11-10. Very good ERA at 3.63 and 173 and a third innings.
Well, Tim Beckham hitting .310 here in Baltimore, 279 overall. Dealt to the Orioles from the Rays and immediately went on a tear at the plate. First pitch from Alex Cobb, and he takes the pitch upstairs. 1-0.
Well, I think there's a lot of things, a lot of factors that go into that. You know, obviously you're upset about the trade, so you want to go prove yourself to this new team and prove yourself, quite frankly, to the Rays. And so you're angry about that. You come over here where you've got a manager that, you know, Buck Showalter, and the way that he runs a very tight ship here. And so you're going to kind of walk the line and focus on what you need to focus on with some newfound angst, I guess.
Pitch is now 2-1.
But I'll tell you what, you don't find too many guys during the course of a trade fit in as seamlessly as Tim Beckham did, especially in that month of August, where he walked over here and in a month had 50 hits.
Pitch is popped up. That's going to be out of play. 2-2 on the Toyota inside look on Beckham. See, .310 with those 10 home runs in 47 games with Baltimore, sitting .259 through 87 games with the Rays.
Yeah, all the way down the board. I mean, you're almost cutting the number of games in half, and you look at the extra base hits, way up, home runs almost as many in almost half the games.
And a cut and a miss. He is out on strikes.
And Alex Cobb able to go out and get him to lead off the game with the split change. You can see the grip in the glove, 87 miles an hour. Not a ton of finish, but the good arm speed and the change of speed is what got Beckham.
Yeah, in the month of September, he's been throwing that split somewhere around 5% of the time, which is not a lot. He's been fastball, curveball.
And advanced at this point to where he can not only throw the curveball in the zone for strikes, take it out the bottom of the zone for chases, but he can also throw it to halves of the plate. You'll see him backdoor it to lefties. You'll see him throw it down and away to righties.
1-0 the count to Manny Machado. Machado 9th in the league in home runs. He has 33. Hit one in the first inning last night. And skies it into center. Kiermaier is there to make the catch. 2 gone.
Take a look at the Rays defense. Brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. And in that outfield left to right, we've got Dickerson, Kiermaier, and Souza Jr. And across the infield third to first, Longoria, Echeverria, Robertson, and Morrison with Wilson Ramos behind the plate. Daniel Robertson, a busy man here. First couple games back.
And the Rays figure to see a lot of him in the games left on the schedule. Jonathan Schoop takes ball 1. Schoop hitting .295. 0 for 3 with a walk in last night's game. Down to third base. Evan Longoria makes the throw to Morrison right on the money. And it's a 1-2-3 first for Cobb. We go to the second. No score. And by your local Toyota dealers. Let's go places. A look from the inner harbor here in Baltimore. On to the second, and Logan Morrison leads off against Ubaldo Jimenez. Takes the soft pitch in there for a strike. Breaking ball. As a rule, you don't see the curveball a lot from him, but you will once in a while.
He tries to steal strikes with it like he did right there. It's certainly not going to be a pitch where he's going to try to put you away with it, but you know, you drop that slow curve in first pitch of an at bat, who's going after that?
Yep.
And if you can command it, you're already up 0-1.
And then you add insult to injury for Logan Morrison, who fouls one off his foot. Jackpot brought to you by the Florida Lottery, and that's what it's been for Morrison against Jimenez. 6 of 14 in his career. 4 of those hits, extra bases. And now he's hit by the pitch. Boy, what an at bat. for Logan Morrison, and he's not a happy camper right now.
No, first of all, the month of September has not been kind to Logan Morrison. And then, like you said, slow curve, strike one, foul a ball off my foot, get back in the box, and take that one, what, the back of the calf maybe? Jimenez, I'll tell you, 0-2, and you look at total lack of command right there in Logan Morrison. Uncle.
He's thinking, really? We've just started. So Morrison aboard for Steven Souza Jr. And he hits it on the ground and out of the reach of BECKHAM into center. Morrison up to second base. And the Rays put the first two men on.
I was surprised that Tim BECKHAM was not able to get to that ball. That ball got in a little bit on Souza Jr. And he's not shaded that far over in the hole. The ball not hit that hard and just not able to get there. And the Rays all of a sudden have something working here.
So 2 on with nobody out. Here's Corey Dickerson. A little tapper foul right back into the screen for a strike.
Yeah, interestingly enough, when you were talking about Jimenez and his early struggles, his worst inning.
We're in it.
It's the second inning.
How about that?
That is strange, because usually it's right out of the gate. You know, you come out of the bullpen and you're not completely locked in yet. Command's still not quite there. You're not into the flow of the game, and you get hit, and you know, teams are able to get to you. We've seen the Rays do that to opposing pitchers, well, at least the first half of the season with regularity. But it's the second inning for him.
Yeah. And you know, you bring up an interesting point. You're right. The Rays early in the year, almost the entire first half, jumping out in front. It's been a different story recently. Dickerson checks on a pitch up, 1-1.
I mean, how many times would we look at each other and say, you know, with the eyes, here they go again?
Yep.
I mean, it's every night you're threatening or you're scoring and taking early leads.
That's all gone away.
It has. Well, you know, you go back to, again, from the trade deadline. You know, the second half of the season, the trade deadline, whatever date you want to pick, the offense has been beyond anemic in the last couple of months. And so it's been tough to score at all, let alone early.
Ground ball right side. That's going to go through. Out of the reach of Schoop. Bases are going to be loaded. Morrison stopping at third base. Hayes in right field charged that one. He's got a pretty good arm out there. And after being hit by a pitch, Morrison not moving all that well either. So the bases are loaded. Our cold hard facts tonight brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. Well, there's the Rays offense since the 1st of August. And it's not pretty. 3.35 runs a game. Last in the major leagues.
Yeah, that's what jumps out at you. This isn't just the American League. This is the entire game.
There's a long one off the bat of Wilson Ramos. And that baby is gone. Grand slam for Ramos. On the first pitch, he turns it around. And the Rays have a 4-0 lead on the 10th home run of the year for Wilson Ramos. Hit batter, a couple of singles. First pitch to Ramos. 4-0 Tampa Bay.
Well, we talked about him in the pregame show, and you go back over his last 27 games, a little over a month, and he has put up huge numbers and adds to him right there. Just goes down and scoops that low fastball. Tremendous amount of power, and I'll tell you, he is tapping into it here lately.
Now Echeverria lifts a fly ball into short center. Enough hang time for Jones, however, who makes the catch. You know, the home runs by Ramos are impressive, and this one is third career grand slam. He makes contact and the ball just will not stop carrying.
6'1", 260 pounds.
Yes.
Will do that for you.
A little buffalo strength there behind that swing.
Well, he had that home run. I think it was at Tropicana Field.
The one to right field?
Yeah, where he just flicked his wrist.
Amazing.
He just, he literally, it was almost like one of those emergency hacks. You just flick your wrist and you get a ball to carry that far the other way. Impressive strength.
Daniel Robertson takes a strike. The count is 1-1.
That'll be fun to see what an off-season full of workouts and getting ready for spring training and then a full spring training is going to do for Wilson Ramos. How much more productive he'll be next year.
Yeah, and when you look back, missing the first half of the year is never easy. I don't care who you are. And for him to come back from knee surgery, miss the first half, and then try to be in full stride in midstream, tough to do.
As a hitter.
Yeah.
As a hitter especially. You just don't, you're not able to get the at-bats that you need to get ready.
That's going to be a fair ball by Robertson. Up the left field line, beyond Machado and into the corner. Daniel Robertson in at second with a double. So Robertson picking up a two-base hit. He was on base 3 times last night. A couple of singles and a walk, and now his 7th double of the year.
Boy, how many ground balls Jimenez is going to get, and they just keep finding open areas. Robertson rolls right over that one and gets it right down the line. You think about, you know, the base hits by Souza Jr. and Dickerson. They're able to sneak them through.
It's Kevin Kiermaier again. He opened this game hitting a fly ball to the warning track in center. And he takes that breaking ball on the corner.
How about having back-to-back at-bats in a game about 10 minutes apart? I mean, didn't he just step in there?
Yep. Upstairs, 1-1. Well, it's that second inning problem for Jimenez. And the other thing, a lot of damage early in counts against him. 1-2. He came into this game allowing 31 home runs. Now 32. And of those 32, 17 home runs have come on the first or second pitch of the at-bats. Here gets Kiermaier on strikes here. So that's the second out of the inning. First strikeout for Jimenez. So over half of the home runs are hit on either first pitches or the second pitch of an at-bat.
And I think the league average is a little bit over 40%. And it makes sense because guys are ready to hit now.
Yep.
And there's such an emphasis on the long ball that guys are up there and they're looking to turn it loose right away. And you get a guy like Jimenez, who's not a command guy and struggles to be in the strike zone consistently. Well, he wants strikes early, and they're not necessarily going to be quality strikes.
Yep.
So it's a perfect storm building for that kind of a stat.
And he has Duda out in front. 0-2. Castro already up in the bullpen.
No waste of time. And you can afford to do that here in the month of September. And the way that Buck Showalter is going to play it, listen, the Orioles are not going to make the playoffs. But the Rays still have a slimmer of hope. And so the Orioles are going to play it. The Buck's going to play it straight up. I mean, he's just not going to allow Jimenez to get beat up out there. He's going to play it as if he's trying to win every single game down the stretch, and with the expanded rosters, that helps.
So 9 pitches in the first inning. Over 20 here in the second. The Rays on the grand slam have a 4-run inning. And strike 3 called on the inside edge. Rays send 8 men to the plate. Duda not happy, but the Rays collectively are. They lead 4-0. 20. We ask you to join the Rays in supporting those affected by Hurricane Irma. When the entire Bay Area takes a hit, the whole community takes one as well. We ask that we join together and rebuild. Donate at youcaring.com/Rays Irma Relief. Adam Jones, the leadoff man in the second inning. After the first pitch, drops it into right, out of the reach of Souza Jr., but he hustles over there to keep Jones at first base.
You know what? And if Adam Jones was hustling as much as Souza Jr. was, he'd be at second base. Boy, Souza Jr. did do a great job. This ball gets in a little bit on Adam Jones. First he tries to find it and still not up to speed running. And that probably cost him 90 feet as that ball was an awful long way from Souza Jr. Let's take a look. He really never did turn it up.
Jones aboard. Trey Mancini. An eye on Jones. Back in there. Well, here's the challenge for Alex Cobb. He's 5-2 lifetime against Baltimore. 3-1 at the Trop with a 0.74 earned run average there. Here he's 2-1, but a 465 earned run mark in 6 starts in this ballpark. And he's been staked to a 4-run lead. Want to know the count on Mancini?
Well, the one thing that we know about Alex Cobb, he's not going to pitch any differently. You get that big league early, he's going to stick to the game plan. He's going to continue to attack these hitters, try to exploit the entire strike zone and beyond, quite frankly.
Little looper, that's going to drop for a base hit. Jones will go to third, and the Orioles come back and put the first 2 hitters aboard. Mancini took that pitch in and looped it into right to extend his hitting streak to 12.
Yeah, very similar to what Adam Jones did. You know, stay inside the baseball and hit it the other way. Didn't hit it hard, but he placed it well. Adam Jones, by the way, got on his horse on this bloop and able to get all the way to third. You see that ball gets in on him too. Always a pitcher, you're frustrated giving up those kind of hits, especially when they're back to back. You make a couple of good pitches and you keep it off the barrel, you jam a guy, and now they got first and third.
And here's Chris Davis with his big bat. Ball 1. Davis hitting .215, 24 home runs, and against Cobb 2 for 20. And how about one of those hits being a triple? He has 1 triple all year.
I'm going to need to see some video of it.
This pitch is down 2-0. Yeah, he's not exactly a triple machine up there.
No. Home runs. Obviously, you can see a lot of doubles because of the power, but and not many singles either.
Yep.
I mean, he's got
the home run, strikeout, doubles guy.
Yes, he is, and he's got a severe uppercut swing, those high hands.
That's a strike.
I'll tell you what's interesting about, you know, we used to talk about Ben Zobrist, about how long he kept the bat in the strike zone. Chris Davis could have the quickest bat in and out of the strike zone in the game. I mean, the hands are high. He wants the ball down and out over the plate, drops the head, and it's out of there as quick as you can see it.
And the count's 2-2.
Throw a pitch like that, not overpowering with velocity, and it is right out over the plate, and it still is able to hop his back.
Nobody out, 2 men on, 2-2 the count. He just missed. Boy, that's pretty close there. Full count.
A little bit of a gaze there by Alex Cobb towards home plate. A little longer than normal. This is a good pitch, and it absolutely could have been called.
Especially in this park, you want pitches like that if you're on the mound. Now to play the other way. So another 3-2 pitch to be delivered. Again, a foul ball left field side and back into the stands. A 1-2-3 first. Couple of blue hits here in the second, setting up the first and third. Again, foul to the left side.
A pretty good battle here going on, and Chris Davis doesn't see a lot of these. I mean, usually he's either put the ball in play or struck out by now, but he's able to foul off 3 pretty good fastballs by Cobb up in the zone and get enough of them to extend the AB. And these become big pitches for Alex, because if all of a sudden you miss here, and now they've got the bases loaded, just like the Rays did in the top half.
And again, a foul ball and a pitch up. So Cobb continues with that pitch up. Interesting in that, all things being equal, Harry Cooper, when we saw that one pitch that Cobb wanted down, did not get it. Cooper had the tendency to call the high strike. And here we have Davis fouling off all these pitches up. Will be the 10th pitch of this at bat now. And that one is ball 4, and that's a pitch, a borderline pitch up. So Cobb had 2 pitches here in this sequence that could have been, that weren't. And the bases are loaded.
Right there, very, very close earlier in the at bat, and then after a bunch of foul balls, right there at the belt. And he doesn't get either one. It's a tough AB, and now those bases are loaded.
Bases loaded for the rookie Austin Hayes. He worked his way quickly through the minor league system of the Orioles. After playing at Jacksonville. And he's after the first pitch. Hits one deep to center. That'll stay in the park. Caught by Kiermaier. Jones tags. He will score. Throw back to second. Mancini goes to third. And it's 4-1. Davis remaining at first.
Boy, a few more feet. Could you imagine that? The beginning of this game. Austin Hayes, he gave it a pretty good ride here. Trying to get that ball to the outfield, and he whacked that one pretty good, but it stays in. Kiermaier's going to make the play.
We've seen Hayes just briefly in this series, but the Orioles are very high on him.
Well, I've loved his swings. He's got quick hands, likes to stay up the middle with that type of approach.
Pedro Alvarez takes the first pitch strike.
You can see, we talked about him last night, starting an A ball and hitting 328, going to AA, hitting 330, and boy, the swing backs those numbers up.
Chopper foul. strikes now. Down at third, Mancini. Davis is at first. Alvarez joined the Orioles from Norfolk on the first day of the month. This one gets away from Ramos, and here comes a run. Mancini scores. It's now 4-2. Davis goes to second. That ball got by Ramos.
Boy, tough break for Alex Cobb and the Rays. Trying to put Pedro Alvarez away. The curveball, you can see Ramos comes up expecting a higher bounce. That ball stayed down. Not only does it get the run and cut the lead in half, but the runner from first now has moved up to scoring position.
7th wild pitch of the year charged to Alex Cobb. Wave and a miss. That pitch up takes care of Alvarez as he chased it. 2 gone.
Yeah, a little bit of anger on that pitch, and understandably so. That 4-run lead has been cut in half, and didn't take very long for Baltimore to do that. A couple of bloops the other way, then a full count walk where you had 2 questionable pitches go against you.
Capped off by the wild pitch. Now Davis at second, 2 gone. Here's Caleb Joseph. Ramos and Cobb get together. A chopper foul. Well, the Orioles have been good, as we discussed last night, for most of the year with men in scoring position. Been off that game a little bit lately, but Caleb Joseph is hitting .291 with men in scoring position and is 5 for 12 lifetime against Alex Cobb. Soft touch down here in the 9th spot in this particular matchup. It's fouled back. 0-2. Joseph last year in 49 games didn't drive in a run at all. 8 homers and 28 runs batted in this year. It's a ball away, 1-2.
Tell you, and I could be wrong, but I think the only split changeup that we've seen Cobb throw is the one that he struck Tim Beckham out with. Other than that, it has been all fastball, all curveball. That's really how he's lived the majority of this year.
There's a fastball foul back. That one right down the middle at 94.
A couple of these fastballs here to Caleb Joseph, you're feeling fortunate. You know, it's one thing if they're out over the plate and elevated, or out over the plate, you know, even down below the zone, but those right out over the plate, almost down the middle. And Caleb Joseph has gotten some good swings on him, but hasn't been able to do anything with them.
Ground ball. That's Longoria at third making the play. It'll take care of Baltimore in the second. The Orioles score 2. Rays lead 4-2. Go to the third with Evan Longoria set to lead off. Stay tuned in the 7th inning for the Jeep Compass game break. Rich and Arestas will have highlights from around the majors coming up in the 7th. Here's Evan. Logan Morrison will follow, and then Steven Souza Jr. Rays got 4 on the grand slam by Wilson Ramos in the second. Pitch floats in there too high to get that breaking ball in for a strike, and it stayed up. There's a strike as he drops that one over.
Yeah, that breaking ball not particularly sharp. Just kind of rolls in.
Longoria down in the count.
You know, Todd Stottlemyre used to say you could tell where a hitter likes the ball where he takes his most aggressive swings, and we know that Evan Longoria likes that ball down out over the plate, sometimes even down and in inner third or inner half. And boy, he took a rip at that fastball down by Jimenez. In fact, that's where he hit his home run off of him earlier this season. Very similar pitch.
Morrison on deck. 2-2 the count to Longoria. Evan fouls it, holding the count right there at 2-2. You know, Jimenez last year was 8-12 with a 544 earned run average. Now the count is full, and he got off to a very slow start a year ago and then finished strong. And the Orioles are optimistic based on the way he finished last year that he could be a major part of their rotation. Fly ball into left. Mancini continues to go back to the wall, and that one is out of here. Evan Longoria drops that one over the wall and left. His 19th home run of the year, and the Rays get one of those runs back and now lead by 3. It's 5-2.
Yeah, and immediately the Oriole bullpen starts to scurry. Come out after having that lead cut in half in the first guy. Again, there's that breaking ball, and it just kind of rolls into the zone. Nothing sharp about it at all. And Trey Mancini a little bit short on that attempt.
the flight of the Longoria home run. Logan Morrison takes it down. Two home runs tonight for the Rays gives him 216, and that ties the club record. There's a shot into right that skips through. That ball got by Schoop out there for a base hit, and against the shift, Morrison has a single.
Roger McDowell headed out to the mound. That ball, another one, hit hard, and Jonathan Schoop had a chance to make that play because of how deep he was. But it did skip right by him. Get a great look at it here. One of those in-between hops. He could not bail enough to get a good hop. Plus, you're going to add a lot more distance on the throw. But right now, things not going well for Jimenez. What a turnaround from his last start.
Well, after the conference, Steven Souza Jr. steps in. And a check swing. Ball, no strikes. Now Longoria took advantage of that wall and left. It's only 7 feet high out there. Mancini tried to make a leaping catch. There's a strike. So it's possible here to make a catch and bring it back, but he could not get up there for that one. It's fouled back 7 feet all along the outfield here until you get over the territory of the scoreboard. It's up to 21 feet then. And it's in right field. A 1-2 count. Souza Jr. is out on strikes. So Jimenez comes back to get Souza Jr. picking up the first out and his third strikeout of the game.
And getting the strikeouts with that split finger. That's the one pitch for him tonight that has had some bite and some sharpness to it. Problem is he's not been able to get to it very often.
Corey Dickerson bats with 1 on and 1 out. Pitch is down. Ramos with a grand slam. Longoria with a leadoff homer in the third. Rays hit 216 home runs last year and have 216 again this year. A 2-0 count. One now. It's Wilson Ramos on deck, who hit the grand slam. It's up the left side and slicing toward the stands. 2-2. Two upstairs. We'll go all the way out to 3-2 now. Base hit for Dickerson in the second inning. foul again, out of play. Morrison aboard for the second time. And again, in this prolonged at bat, Dickerson fouls one, bouncing it up the first base side this time.
Yeah, completely different feel in this ball game than from a night ago, where it was moving along crisp. And the Rays hitters have come out here. Ubaldo Jimenez has not been sharp. They've taken full advantage.
Popped up, short left. It's Machado out there, and now Mancini comes in from left to make the catch. Single season home runs in franchise history, 216 in each of the last 2 years. First 2 years they've gone over 200. In 09, hitting 199.
Yeah, and you wonder if this team was over reliant upon the home run.
Well, the home run, as historically speaking, will come and go.
You'll get them in bunches and you'll have big games, but when we've talked about it a number of different times, it would be really nice if you had some other ways to score runs. You're able to manufacture every now and then. When the home runs dry up, do a better job with runners in scoring position, an area where this team has struggled all season long, but especially the last couple of months. They've been one of the worst teams, if not the worst team, in Major League Baseball.
Step back and a look, but nothing doing at first on Morrison. Ramos fouls it out of play. Here's the bases loaded home run on the first pitch he saw tonight. You knew from the time he made contact that was gone.
Yeah, the last pitch that he just saw was the same pitch. I mean, it was a fastball right down the heart of the plate.
It's a broken bat, and a base hit's going to fall in front of the left fielder, Trey Mancini. The bat split, and Ramos is 2 for 2.
It just continues to swing the bat well. And we talked about his last 27, 9 of those multi-hit, now make it 10 out of 28. He gets to that breaking ball, is actually put in a pretty good spot, but you're able to reach it and you're as strong as he is. You can drop those in from time to time. Yeah, they're already studying it.
Yeah, right away. It's fast action. Split bat. Catalog that. Ship it back to the lab.
And then get it authenticated. Yeah, everything's got to be authenticated.
Want to know the count to Echeverria. 2-0. Do those bats ever come back from the lab?
That's a great question.
Yeah. If they authenticate them,
you would think that that some would have to come back. That lab would be filled by now. For as many years as this has been going on.
Build a few extensions in addition to the lab.
Yeah, it's authenticated right now. Right now, the sticker's being put on. Very, very important.
2 balls and a strike. There's the count to 3-1. Up the middle and a base hit into center. Morrison's going to head to the plate. The throw cut off. Morrison scores. Ramos will be caught in a rundown, and Beckham tags him out. But the Rays get another run on the base hit to center field by Echeverria. So the home run by Longoria and the RBI single by Echeverria, and the Rays again lead by 4.
Tampa Bay leads the Orioles 6-2. Had a chance to speak with the O's shortstop Tim Beckham earlier today, and since joining Baltimore from Tampa Bay at the trade deadline, he says he's enjoyed every minute of it. Well, the results speak for themselves. He's been hitting .310, but Beckham says he's extremely grateful to the Orioles organization. As for facing his former teammates, he says it's been great to catch up with everyone. He called them family. He said they're like his brothers. A lot of these players he grew up through the organization with. Of course, he was drafted by the Rays in 2008. He says it's been fun to get to see everyone, but B.A. Dwayne, for the most part, Beckham is just excited for this fresh start in Baltimore.
Well, he leads off the bottom of the third, struck out to start the bottom of the first, and he takes the first pitch for a strike. Beckham struck out on the Alex Cobb changeup in the first, and that's been a rare pitch for Alex Cobb as of recent times. 1-1. He did go through a period where he threw that pitch more often than he has over the last month or so.
Just still not happy.
Yep.
Not happy. He doesn't trust the pitch. He'll go to it here or there.
It's backhanded behind third. Long throw by Longoria. Beckham is out at first base. Nice play by Evan Longoria to get Beckham. Star by that one for Longoria. Good play.
You just do not want Baltimore to think they're going to be able to claw back into this game. And that ball was hit hard and right over the bag, and Evan Longoria ended up throwing that ball from foul territory close to the bag, or close to the line at least, so he can cover the ground and now finish it off with a strong throw.
Yeah, that's a classic outstanding play by a third baseman right there.
This is another byproduct of the shift. You know, we talk about how close it keeps the first baseman to the line when you're facing a left-handed hitter. Well, now with everybody pulled over to the left side, it allows Longoria to be a little bit closer to the line, and he's able to make that play.
Hot shot, and this one skips by Evan off the bat of Machado, and boy, that was a screamer. Base hit for Machado.
Look out.
Yes, sir.
And this is with him playing deep. He's playing a deep third already, and this ball gets all over him. Shot in the dark.
Shot that was, I'm telling you.
And look at this, right at you, and you're hoping. Never like to hope when you're in the field, and that's what Evan was doing.
Jonathan Schoop, and he misses a fastball up that time. Strike one. It's been a good year for Schoop. It's been a long one. He's been in the middle of the action there at second base. 152 games for him now. One ball, one strike.
Well, you know what? There have been a couple of swings, and that the first swing of this at bat, just on a fastball that was out over. The swing slower than what we've seen from Schoop all season long. Maybe a little fatigue.
One ball, two strikes.
We're not having a great September. Didn't have a good September a year ago.
It can be a long year, and he's been a very productive player offensively for them, and in the middle of the action, in the middle of the infield. Line drive, and this one over Longoria's head. Dickerson with the pickup and left. Boy, Evan must feel like a target down there.
Yeah, these guys are turning and burning. Last couple on some breaking balls that these Oriole hitters have started to square up a little bit. There's a hanger right there, and ripped just over. And he has been a busy and targeted man for sure.
The Orioles right back with 2 men on, 1 out. Oh, it's Adam Jones. It's inside. Jones had the base hit to start the 2nd inning. It led to a 2-run inning for Baltimore. And a liner into left, a base hit. They're going to send the runner Machado to the plate. Throw is going to be in time. He is out at the plate. Machado trying to score, and Ramos taking the throw from Dickerson. Put the tag on him to cut him down.
Well, the Orioles got greedy there. That ball got to Corey Dickerson, and he had charged it, so he wasn't that deep. And Machado was yet made it to third base. Another line drive into left field. These guys just continue to turn. Base hit. Here comes Corey Dickerson. Puts himself in great throwing position, and you can't do it much better than that. A perfect one hop. Easy for Wilson Ramos to handle and then get that tag down before Machado gets to home plate. That's a big play in this game. Trust me.
Dickerson's 4th assist of the year. It's the 2nd out. They have 3 straight hits, no runs. There's Trey Mancini. Runners 1st and 3rd, and there's a strike.
Yeah, quite possibly just ran themselves right out of an inning.
Yep. The foul ball.
These are the types of games where Alex Cobb can run into a little bit of trouble, because you see these Oriole hitters have started to put some really good swings on the curveball, and there's nowhere else for Alex to go now, because he doesn't trust that split changeup enough yet to be able to use that to keep him off of the curveball. So you've got to get really, really good with your location to survive this game.
Strike 3 called. He gets Mancini looking, and the Orioles, out of all of that, do not score. Through 3, 6-2 Rays. The Rays lead this one. light up your night with your favorite Sea Dog Raymond. Come to the game Sunday, October 1st, when the Rays take on the same Orioles. And all kids 14 and under receive a Raymond nightlight presented by Duke Energy while supplies last. Visit RaysBaseball.com today. Well, the new pitcher, Miguel Castro, takes over for Baltimore with Daniel Robertson about to lead off. Robertson, Kiermaier, and then Duda. The pitch chopped to short. And BECKHAM makes the play. One away. Kevin Kiermaier. Kiermaier 0 for 2 on the night. Strikeout his last time after sending the ball to the warning track his first time. There's a base hit. First pitch and a single into right. For the Rays, their 8th hit of the night. So the bats have been busy tonight here early. And Kiermaier trying to carry that into the middle part of this game.
Well, the way that the Orioles were able to come back after the grand slam and even threatening last half inning, the Rays realized, in this ballpark with their power potential, you better continue to put the foot on the accelerator.
Lucas Duda 0 for 2. Which is a strike. 29 home runs for Duda. Here for the 3rd time in this game. So Duda right now 0 for 19 and 2 for his last 30. Two. Very wide. 2 balls, 2 strikes here.
Miguel Castro, lanky. He's got a long arm action, very whippy, snappy type of arm. You see why he gets good late movement on pitches. I mean, he is. And you see how that hand, as it comes out of the glove, the path that it takes, long arm action. And try to use that to create good finish out in front.
Evan Longoria waiting next. Ground ball right side. Out at second and over to first. They get the double play out of the shift with Machado in the middle of it. So the inning is over. We got to the bottom of the 4th, 6-2 Rays. MLB.TV every night, every device. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live. Plus, get a free subscription to At Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Chris Davis to lead off the bottom of the 4th. Cobb's pitch is a strike out around the knees. Davis had that 10-pitch at bat in the 2nd inning when Cobb thought he had a couple strikes that were not called. And there's a long one to right. That one is well out of here. Home run to right. Number 25 for Davis. That makes it 6-3.
Tell you what, you could tell by the swing, Chris Davis was laying in wait for that pitch. A lot of fastballs have been up and close to him. You're trying to tie him up. But look at him jump on that pitch, and he catches it crisp with that upswing. Boom. And you know when he gets one with that kind of sound and that kind of lift, it's not staying in a ballpark.
Austin Hayes sends one into right field. Souza Jr. headed toward the line to make the catch on that one. So Hayes has seen 2 pitches. He hit that fly ball to center in the 2nd. A sacrifice fly on the 1st pitch, and skies to right this time.
Yeah, he got 2 fastballs that have been right out over the plate. And what this Oriole lineup is doing, what they have done, is realize that Alex Cobb, the reports are true. It's fastball, curveball, and they're starting to lock in on both pitches.
Alvarez takes the pitch down. And once again, low.
Well, that's why you've seen Alex Cobb here come out with a couple of changeups here to start out. Alvarez taking a little bit off, just been out of the zone.
And the fastball away is foul the other way. 2-1. Hickey alongside Kevin Cash looking on from the Rays dugout. Ground ball, and Echeverria positioned perfectly and makes the peg to first to get Alvarez. 2 gone after the home run. The hitter is Caleb Joseph. Joseph, the ground out to third, his first time. Ducks the pitch as it stays up and in. Ball, no strikes. The breaking ball would not bite. Ground ball, third base side. Longoria's throws right there on the money. A run on the home run. We are through 4 onto the 5th. 6-3 Rays. coming into this game, Evan had hit 1 home run in his last 172 at bats and connected on this one. A 3-2 pitch to open the third, hitting it off Ubaldo Jimenez. His 19th of the year. He hit number 18 on the 6th of this month in the Minnesota series. That was at Tropicana Field. Falls behind Castro here, 1 strike.
It's coming on the heels of a season that he set a career high with 36. We talked an awful lot about that season, how he cut down his ground ball percentage by 10-11%. The fly ball percentage went up by about the same margin. And guess what? It turned into a career high in dingers.
Ball, 2 strikes.
The 2 words that have changed baseball: launch angle.
A little tap back to the hill. Castro halfway to first. Drops that little throw into Davis right there.
Was wondering when he was going to pull up and hand that ball off at some point.
One away. Castro originally with the Blue Jays. Spent some time with the Rockies. And now here with Baltimore. And Logan Morrison hits against him. Pitch is too low.
Dialing up that heater, 98 miles an hour. And again, you think about the arm swing, the arm action, and the torque that he's able to generate.
2-0. One out, bases empty. That fastball missed for ball 3. The pitch is wide for ball 4. Logan Morrison is on for the 3rd consecutive time in this game. He's been hit by a pitch, he singled, and now he has walked. El Dorado Furniture invites you to settle in tomorrow with us here as the Rays take on the Orioles from Baltimore. Jake Odorizzi against Jeremy Hellickson. And our coverage begins at 6:30 with Rays Live. Didn't mean to hit that one. A ground ball off the bat of Souza Jr. He beat the throw back to first, but out at second. And Morrison forced. Souza Jr. reaches on the force play.
Yeah, the check swing gone awry for Steven Souza Jr. He did not want to put that ball in play. Tried to abort that swing about halfway through. You see it right here. And guess what? At least he hustled out of the box and kept himself out of the double play.
Corey Dickerson. Dickerson singled and scored a run in the 2nd and threw out a potential Baltimore run, picking up his 4th assist in this game. Takes a big cut and misses. Strike 1. I was thinking fastball, tried to jump on it on the first pitch and swung way over it.
He's another guy that likes that ball down and out over the plate, where he can really just drop the barrel to it with that lift at the end. And that, you know, look at that. It's a heater out over the plate, just a little too far down, but that's never stopped Corey Dickerson before.
Yeah, he's the guy who hit pitches that bounced in.
for extra bases.
Yep. Down again. Taken for a ball down there this time. 1-1. Foul back. Ball, 2 strikes. Right back in at first. Souza Jr. on the bases over there. Castro paying Souza Jr. a lot of mind over at first. The railing in front of the dugout. Dugout covering up there.
And again, the fellows are telling them, hit field's that way. The field is that way. You get that response every single time.
Runner takes off, and the pitch is lined into right. That's going to head to the corner, and with Souza breaking, the Rays will pick up another run. Dickerson winds up at second. Souza crosses the plate on a 2-out double, and that makes it 7-3.
Trying to. Well, he hung one here. That ball just stays up around the letters, and there's not a whole lot on it. So Corey Dickerson is able to pop that ball, get it by Scope into the corner, and Souza Jr. with that great break is going to get there easily. I'll tell you what, Corey Dickerson had his back right there to that play, and if he had seen that ball the way that it came off on that throw in by Hayes, he could have been over there at third base.
Wilson Ramos. Strike one. He's now with 10 hits, 7 runs. The ground ball. Beckham with the pickup, and they lob to first. So the Rays get a run on the double by Dickerson. They leave one, and the Rays have built the 7-3 lead. moment on this date in 2011. It was Matt Moore making the first start of his career, picking up his first win, striking out 11 New York Yankees, the most ever by a Ray in his first major league start, becoming the youngest pitcher in 22 years and 97 days to fan 10 or more Yankees in New York since Detroit's Hal Newhouser did that in 1943. Prince Hal Newhouser, pitching for the Tigers and the Indians in his career. Well, Tim Beckham leads off, fouling the first pitch. Beckham 0 for 2 tonight.
It would be great if you just did that read and started talking about Newhouser with Jim Palmer in the booth.
Yes.
He'd start rattling off Newhouser's numbers like it was his job.
Yeah.
He's got a freakish memory.
He does. He remembers every pitch he's made and what the temperature was and how the defense was set up.
It is remarkable. When he comes in, we start chit-chatting, he tells stories. His recall is, I've never seen another person be able to recall details like he does.
Yeah,
and oh, by the way, he's not making this stuff up. He's right on the money. You go look it up.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You go check it out. He's right.
Yeah. Who was Ken Singleton? The Yankees were in town, and Ken Singleton's talking about a game, you know, that he ended up hitting 300 for the season and got a base hit to lead off the last game of the year, the second last game of the year, and got pulled out of the game and couldn't remember who hit for him later in the year, filled in for him, pinch ran, all that stuff. Jim Palmer's telling him who
he knew
it was.
It all.
He
Absolutely.
knew. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's incredible. When he's finishing your stories.
That's a strike to Beckham.
I love
2-2.
The visits with him when he comes in.
And visits.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Come on in.
I love how he can weave into a story too about he'll be talking about the weather and horseback riding, and that was when I was throwing 27 straight scoreless innings, and it just slides in. It's so seamless.
Beckham fouls it out of play. It's 2-2. Yeah, it makes it so natural.
Yeah. Yep. It is so fun. It's so fun.
Yeah, and it's fun to break down parts of games and players' games and all of that. Fun to do that. Because he's right on the money.
It is remarkable. His recall for all those years ago, even for other guys.
Close pitch there, and it misses. The count is full.
I love when we were talking yesterday about setting up the defense with the runner on first and how that second baseman will cheat towards second base.
Yeah.
And how he wasn't a real big fan of that.
No. Just leave that guy over there, okay? Don't open that hole on the right side for a base hit.
No, because then you first and third me. Next guy hits a sacrifice fly, and I give up a run.
Yeah.
That's a run, Brian.
And he may remember every run that scored on him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put that past him.
Well, that in the middle of that story is when he dropped his career ERA, which is pretty good, by the way. Really good, by the way. I guess that's why you get a statue and you go to Cooperstown.
Yeah, that's right. It's a little town upstate New York.
Would you be disturbed if you had Buck Showalter, that size of Buck Showalter's head, looking over your every move all season long? I could have done without that shot.
What a great statement that is. I'm here just to let you know.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Buck may have put that there.
Oh, yeah, himself. Excuse me, I've got to go upstairs to the press box. I want to put this up. I'll be right back.
Jim, just remember when you're talking about our team that I'm always watching, judging.
Full count pitch again. Line end to right. That's going to fall for a base hit. And Beckham is aboard to lead off the bottom of the fifth. Well, the Orioles continue to get base runners. They've had the leadoff man on 3 of the 5 innings. Now Manny Machado Machado had a base hit in the third. 33 home runs, in the top 10 in that department. There was a time when 33 might be enough to lead the league. Now, barely gets you into the top 10.
How about that?
He's 9th in the league with 33.
It's astounding. It really is. And you know, there was a great article I was reading online, and it was funny because the headline said an awful lot of awful players are hitting a lot of home runs. Something like that. Some of the extent of where guys that maybe aren't the most accomplished hitters, but it's.
This ball is going to be out of play.
It's all or nothing.
Yep.
And well, you know, you've already set the major league record for home runs, and that was a few days ago. I think that was on Tuesday that got broken. And you're just continuing to add to that number, and that's, you know, much like the strikeout numbers. I mean, how many years in a row has that record been broken? Just consecutive, year after year, the strikeout numbers get obliterated.
Be interesting to see how far this goes.
Yeah.
You know, there are trends that come and go and ebb and flow, all that. Be interesting to see just how high that strikeout total can go. Yeah, it really does seem that the game now is an all-out game. And are there physical prices to be paid for that as well?
Well, think about all the stuff that we talk about, all the mid to upper 90s fastballs, triple-digit fastballs. Not going to be able to do that forever.
Well, here's a game over time. The wear and tear takes its toll on shoulders and hips, different joints of the body, knees, elbows. And if you're going all out like never before, both on the mound and at the plate, that's going to have a physical toll.
Yeah, eventually. And
Machado out of the way of this one, up and in. It's 2-1.
You know, you'll get a lot of chronic, you know, injuries and injuries that are tough to come back from. This ball almost clipping those hands as he started to tumble out of the way.
Foul just outside third.
You see how these swings have changed from early in the game, and now all of a sudden the fastball had better be in a good spot or better be set up. You better get a guy looking off speed, looking for the curveball, and get the fastball by him. But those curveballs, if they are not at the bottom of the zone, these Oriole hitters are taking some good swings at it. This has not been an easy outing by any stretch for Alex Cobb.
2-2 now to Machado. Big pitch right here. And he skies it deep into right center field. On the run, Souza Jr. He has room to make the catch. Beckham tags, heads to second, and gets in ahead of the throw as it bounces loose. A long fly ball by Machado. And Souza Jr. got over there. He had Kiermaier directing him to that ball in the process, and Souza Jr. ran it down.
Boy, just underneath it a little bit too much. He did the same thing in the ball game last night. Had the big home run early, got close again in last night's game, and that one right there was awfully close. Just too much airtime. And Dwayne, this is exactly what you're talking about. Kiermaier, go get it. I'm not getting there.
Yeah, that's not an easy catch to make by Souza Jr.
Kiermaier's just testing him.
Jonathan Schoop with a man at second, and Schoop fouls it the other way. Kiermaier, it was like trying to talk an inexperienced pilot down for a landing. Talked him down into that catch. He just pointed him down into it. Schoop had a base hit in the third. One strike on him. Hot shot, foul just outside of third. Close. And it's 0-2.
Another breaking ball that Jonathan Schoop had a very good swing at. You can feel what Alex Cobb is going through right here, trying to continue to get deeper into this game, thinking through every single pitch, really having to concentrate on location. And he's in a count here where he can expand that zone against Schoop.
And this one up the left field side. That's foul. He left that pitch up there.
Yeah, he's not been able to really snap through that curveball here as this game continues to move on. The last two have hung badly. That's all finish. That's all finish and hand speed out in front, getting down over that baseball and really ripping down over the top of it to create that tight spin, especially with Alex Cobb's curveball, because it's of the spike variety.
Two pitch again, and he missed inside with that one. Fastball in there, and it's 1-2.
Well, did you see how many times Alex Cobb changed his grip in the glove? You know, you get a little paranoid with the runner out there at second base that he could maybe relay something to the hitter. So he went through, he went to the spike curveball, then went to eventually the fastball grip. Say it's going to be the curve.
And he got him with it. Tossed down to first on that curveball in the dirt. So Schoop is out. A big strikeout for Alex Cobb and the Rays for the second out in the fifth.
Well, smart. He expanded the zone. He put himself in position to do that, and then finally ripped a nice one there. Kept it in for a while and then took it right down to the dirt, and he got Schoop to expand and chase. One more big one to get.
Well, Adam Jones will be the hitter. He opened the second inning with a single. Scored the first of 2 Baltimore runs in that inning. He's 2 for 2. He's tough with men in scoring position. Hitting over 350. 5th in the league in that department. You go down the middle part of this lineup, they still have some hefty numbers with men in scoring position. Machado 315, Schoop 344, Jones 353 coming in, Mancini 346. In. Well, no strikes. Rays lead 7-3. It really seems as if it's 2-1 or 3-1. The way things have played out tonight. It's 7-3 right now. That's going to be a strike on the corner. 1-1.
It's not been easy for any of the pitchers in this ball game, whether it be Castro, Jimenez, or Cobb. A lot of runs, a lot of runners left on, a lot of opportunities. Right now, halfway through this ball game, the Rays have made the most of their chances.
The 1-1. And that one a little bit in, and a check by Jones. Gave Morales at first as he held up. Pretty close.
Yeah, he knocked on the door, that's for sure.
Yes, he did. Might have opened it a little bit. 2-1 count. Ground ball, third. Longoria's throw to first in time to retire the side. Cobb pitches around that leadoff single. 7-3 Rays through 5. Sixth inning, the Rays grab the lead back in the second on a grand slam by Wilson Ramos, connecting off Ubaldo Jimenez. Evan Longoria added another run with a homer in the third. His 19th home run. The Rays scored 2 in that inning. Home run in the bottom of the fourth by Chris Davis, accounting for the third Baltimore run. Rays put a run up in the 5th inning, and they lead 7-3 as we go to the 6th. And Adeiny Echeverria will lead it off. Echeverria has a run batted in tonight. He's facing Miguel Castro, who starts his third inning. Three misses here by Castro. Action in the Baltimore bullpen. That's a strike, and it's 3-1. On deck, Robertson. There's a strike, and it's 3-2. Check swing and a foul ball right back to Castro, and Echeverria is out.
Hey, I'm reading here, Dwayne, that right now the Blue Jays all over the Yankees in that ball game, but they pulled the hidden ball trick.
No.
Ryan Goins on a ball that got thrown back in after a deep fly ball, pretended to throw it back to the pitcher, kept it, slipped it in his glove, and when Todd Frazier, who was on second base at the time, stepped off the bag.
There's the old tag.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, there was a hidden ball trick pulled when I was on the mound, and to this day, probably the biggest regret of my career, because it was Matt Williams. And Matt Williams there was a runner on third, and he had walked the ball back towards me. And I put my glove out, and he took the ball and like slapped it into his own glove, which he had put up next to mine. And he just said, just don't go anywhere near that mound. And I knew exactly what he was going to try and do. And so he walked over to third base with that ball in his glove. and the runner was standing on third base, and Matt Williams tapped his leg and asked him to step off the bag so he could clean it.
That's a drive base hit by Robertson.
And the guy did. He's like, hey, I want to clean the bag off. And the guy stepped off, he tagged him, and that was it. Well, the regret comes in that later in that game they drilled Matt Williams.
Oh, no.
And I didn't retaliate.
Oh.
I know.
Yeah.
It bothers me to this day.
Yep. Gotcha.
That I didn't drill somebody for them drilling Matt.
Yeah, gotcha.
And but boy, it was a great job by Matt. Hey, could you step off the bag?
We have to go to break, and while we're gone, you just sit there and think about it. Call of the Bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. The sixth inning. Enter your Lotto, Fantasy 5, our all new Fast Play ticket in the Florida Lottery Game Day Cash promotion. You can win the 2018 Lazy Days RV Motorhome, over $200,000 in cash prizes, gold tickets, season tickets, and more. You must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly. And a pitching change. Baltimore with the lefty Richard Blyer out there, making his 53rd appearance to face the top of the order, the left-handed bat of Kevin Kiermaier.
Boy, not a ton of strikeouts, just 23 and 58 and a third innings. But another guy that's going to give you a little bit different look from the left side. See, he's got that, almost curls that ball. You remember Rick Sutcliffe?
Mm-hmm. Wrap it back
yeah,
there.
Yeah.
2-0 to Kiermaier.
Yeah, for Blyer, it's all about missing barrels. He's got to be good with his command. The lack of the strikeout numbers, the lack of the plus stuff.
Cut a foul ball. 2-0 fastball in around 89, and he fouled it back. Tapper right side. Scope out at second, so they get the lead man Robertson. 2 gone. Kiermaier reaches on a fielder's choice. Lucas Duda will be up here against the left-hander Blyer. Blyer last into a game during the Boston series. Gave up a hit and an earned run. It was 4 days ago. Keeps an eye on Kiermaier at first. Duda an 0 for so far tonight, 0 for 3. A strike on the outside corner. Duda. 181 against left-handed pitching. A 2-strike count. Back in is Kiermaier.
I don't know if there was ever a time for Kiermaier to run, 2 outs in an inning, raise up by 4. They'd like to continue to add on, to tack on. And Blyer paying him mind. There he goes.
There he goes. Cut and a miss. Duda's out on strikes. So the Rays are finished in the 6th inning. They leave a man. They hold a 7-3 lead. Rays baseball on Fox Sports Sound is brought to you by your Southern Chevy dealers and by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Oriole Park at Camden Yards. The Rays and the Orioles in the 2nd game of this 4-game series. Pleasant night in Baltimore. Back to the mound. The Rays right-hander Alex Cobb, 79 pitches in through 5. He faces Trey Mancini. And the first pitch is a strike.
Hey, you know what we haven't talked about yet here tonight? Is my walk to the ballpark.
Yes.
I don't know if I'll make that walk again. I figured that, a Friday afternoon, bright, nice day.
Yep.
It'd probably be a pretty safe time to make the walk through the Inner Harbor over to the ballpark.
Yep.
Every step of the way, and there are a lot of steps between here and the hotel.
Yeah.
Every step of the way, it was weird, and it got weirder the closer I got to the ballpark. Dangerous at times.
Really?
Yeah. A little traffic, a lot of horns, a lot of yelling. One guy got out of his car and ran to another car to air somebody out.
No.
I'm just, oh yes. At that point, I'm like, you know what?
Tension.
Yeah, you do that to the wrong guy, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly what can happen.
Yeah. Yeah, a little uneasy there.
A little bit, and then on the walk is the convention center, where Comic-Con was starting to get into full swing.
Yeah.
Some of those outfits.
Oh, there's a ground ball over the mound as Robertson makes that play. Cobb a little off balance, but Robertson there to make it.
Yeah.
So
full families.
You could say the walk was a little off balance.
The walk was a little off balance.
Yeah.
My first thought when I got to the ballpark was, I don't know if I'd make this walk tomorrow. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd hope that you wouldn't.
I know.
Well, we have telecasts. I won't do it by myself.
Yeah, you could. You could. You bring Jim in for a few innings.
Yeah.
He could do our game. He knows more about our team than we do.
And he remembers more of the history of it, that's for sure.
I just love when he comes in and he asks us a question, and you get like 4 words into the answer, and he just answers it for you.
Yeah. It's polite enough to ask him.
Yeah, very.
Strike 1 to Chris Davis. Yeah, no, you don't need to make that walk anymore.
Yeah, I'm not feeling real confident about it.
Yeah.
I walked home last night after the ball game.
I know. I asked you about that.
Yep.
You said yes, and I went, I was just happy to see you once we all got back.
Yeah, and so there's no chance I'm doing that tonight.
Jim might give me a ride.
Hey,
there you go.
We could go. My goal is to get his phone number before the end of the series. That's what I'm going to tell him. I'm going to say, Jim, listen, just throw me your digits so we can stay in touch in the off season.
Yeah.
Catch up on some things, scouting reports and stuff. I think I can get it.
Okay.
I think I can. We'll have a report by Sunday. I'm gonna go for it tomorrow.
Okay.
Watching football. We'll settle in, watch a little bit of football, and then I'll hit him with it. Okay. Can you flip me your digits?
He might just shake hands with you. 2-1. That pitch is a strike. It's 2-2.
I'll have my phone out though. I'll show.
Okay.
No, not that. Not that. I want here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't done that since college. And with the female.
Successful?
That's a coin flip. Coin flip guy.
Yep.
Fitty.
1 out. Base is empty. 2-2 the count on Chris Davis.
Didn't work out.
And a base hit against the shift. Open on that left side. And Davis is on for the 3rd time.
You're certainly, obviously, not expecting him to do that. Coming off of a home run. And, the data's going to tell you he's going to pull that. But you see how he just slowed the swing down and took the base hit that way. Corey Dickerson hustling over to that ball and getting it in. So Davis doesn't even think about going for 2. As you see, he gets out of the box initially thinking maybe he had a chance.
Baltimore base runners in every inning tonight except the first. There's Austin Hayes. And he goes for the first pitch and hits it on the ground up the left field line. That's going to be a base hit. Dickerson over there. Well, Hayes has seen 3 pitches tonight. It's a base hit with this one.
And I'll tell you what, he came around first base hot, and then realizing Chris Davis is still at second, he had to slide to stop his momentum. A hanging breaking ball, another big swing by an Oriole hitter. He's able to keep it fair. Watch him coming around hot, peek up. There's Chris Davis. Uh-oh. Pretty good move.
That is a good move. Another move impressive by the rookie.
I wish I had that move in college. Probably would have done better with the digits.
It's Pedro Alvarez. Oh, and the ball skips past Ramos, and now both men are in scoring position. The second wild pitch of the night charged to Alex Cobb.
Yeah, that was going to be extremely tough for Wilson Ramos to handle. That ball yanked. We just spiked it. He didn't have a chance. It's a do or die type backhand. No chance to slide over in front of that one.
Steve Cishek up in the bullpen for the Rays. Alvarez fouls it. It's 1-1.
I'll tell you, Alex Cobb has had to battle tonight. I mean, these are the games where you go back and you fall asleep and you sleep like a baby because you are exhausted physically, mentally. Nothing has come easy for Alex Cobb here tonight. But he has continued to battle, keep his team in the game. Needs to make a few more big pitches right here, though.
Popped up, back of third. Will be out of play into the stands. Well, Alex Cobb trying to get this win for the Rays, trying to get number 12 on the season. He won 12 for the first time in his career. He was 11-9 in 2012, 11-3 in 13, and 10-9 in 2014. Tap back to the mound, and now coming down the line, Davis. He has yet to tag him, finally gets him, and there will be men at first and third. That's going to be a fielder's choice, and the Orioles end up less well off than they were before.
Well, listen, they've had a couple of instances on the base paths tonight where they've really cost themselves, and I don't understand. I mean, you understand running on contact, but that's a ball that's you're just giving that out away. There's no chance that Chris Davis is going to score. He's just running into an out. Well, I don't care if on contact or not. You got to pull up there, or at least get down. You know, maybe force Cobb to make a quick throw to first and then try to score. I don't know, but this right here is just giving away an out.
Cobb runs right at him, and then the evasive move and the tag. And Alvarez at first now, with Hayes moving into third.
Two runners between third base and home plate tonight.
Caleb Joseph. He pops it into shallow center field. Coming over from right center, and that's Souza Jr. to make the catch. And the Orioles threaten again, but do not score. Leaving two. We are through 6. The Rays hold on to this lead, and a great catch by Souza Jr. 7-3 Rays. Inning tonight from Baltimore, and here's what's coming up tomorrow on Rays Live. The pregame show is presented by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. We'll hear from Jake Odorizzi. He'll be on the mound, and the former Ray, Jeremy Hellickson, will do the pitching for Baltimore, and Orestes will break down Jeremy Hellickson. Michael Gibbons will be the new pitcher for Baltimore. He is pitcher number 4 for the Orioles. And Evan Longoria, the first man to face him. First pitch, a strike.
Boy, Michael Gibbons, he gives you that sidearm look with A+ velocity from that arm slot. I'll tell you, Buck Showalter really loves.
A little tapper, and Gibbons using some of his infield background there off the mound to make the play. Former infielder converted to the mound, and he's been a major plus for the Orioles.
You can see him, envision him here in the next couple of years moving deeper and deeper towards the back end of that bullpen. You think about his stuff, his slider, the fastball, good velocity. He gives you a little bit of deception as he comes set and starts his delivery towards home plate. A little bit of a turn.
Out of Plant High School. Logan Morrison. Pitch away, 1 ball, no strikes.
And for a guy that you're only going to see probably one time, he's going to come in and go through a lineup no more than once, if even that. With this deception and stuff, it's tough.
Pitch popped up. Gibbons after this one. He'll just take care of that one by himself. He's pitching and covering the infield.
Yeah, I mean, no one even made a break for it. That's the one pitcher that has carte blanche if he wants to catch a pop-up. Go wherever you want.
Yeah, he was an infielder, signed as an infielder and played 3 years in the minor leagues as an infielder, and then made the transition to the mound. Not always easily done, but it's been a great move for him and Baltimore. Here's Steven Souza Jr. And that fastball, Souza a little late trying to catch up to that. Strike 1. Souza with a base hit tonight, officially 1 for 3, 2 runs scored. It's on a fielder's choice his last time and scored. And late on that one as well. That one at 98. First one was 96 trying to catch up. Now here's 98.
Continues to climb that ladder.
Again, fouled away. Rays lead it 7-3. Jays lead the Yankees 8-1 in the top of the 8th at Toronto. Cincinnati batting in the bottom of the 7th, trailing the Red Sox 5-4. Another foul ball out of play, just hard ball here. 96, 98, 98, 97.
Trying to close out this inning, and he's got a guy who's been able to get 2 fastballs by, and this is big boy baseball. Can you make the adjustment? Because I'm giving you the hard stuff. Oh,
did he go? He did not.
Trying to get tricky.
Sweeping that one out there.
Yeah.
Could have started early for this. And he came close.
Oh, he may have kept that door open.
I think he did. Nice foot in the door and pulled it right back out quickly. It's foul back now. Seven runs for the Rays tonight. They have 11 hits. The Orioles had 9 hits, 3 runs on those 9 hits. And a cut and a miss. Fastball. 1-2-3 go the Rays here in the 7th inning. And we'll head out to Rich Hollenberg and Orestes Estrada. They're in the studio for the Jeep Compass game break. 2,000 yards, where the Rays have built a 7-3 lead. Fans taking their 7th inning stretch on a lovely night in Maryland. The Rays had a big 4-run second inning. Makes her night a little brighter so far. That 4-run second, a grand slam by Wilson Ramos. Before we go into the bottom of the 7th, we'll take a look at our Bonefish Grill catch of the game. Look at Longoria make that play and get his man at first. Great backhand stop. It was on BECKHAM, and then Dickerson from the outfield picking up his 4th assist to cut down a potential Baltimore run.
Boy, all to the benefit, obviously, of the Rays as a ball club, but Alex Cobb out on the mound. You can see him pointing out there to Corey Dickerson. There's been some nice plays here made by the Rays, some outs given away by the Orioles on the base paths.
Yep. Now Steve Cishek will take over on the mound. Alex Cobb working the first 6.
Dwayne, what do we say about Alex Cobb all the time? This guy will do whatever it takes to win. It was not pretty. 9 hits. You know, he got the walk. A lot of base runners, a lot of trouble. He got some help with his defense. He made big pitches when he needed to. Was able to really, he's into some trouble with runners out on 2nd and 3rd, and able to get some outs and keep them out there. But he just keeps battling. That's what he does.
You know, there's competing, and then there's competing. And boy, he really does that in the fullest extent. Now Steve Cishek, first pitch to BECKHAM is a ball. You know, Cobb had 1-2-3 inning the first, and thereafter he had runners on and in scoring position in every inning tonight except the first.
Yeah, yeah, and you know what? You know what that tells you? He's a foxhole guy.
Yeah,
he's a foxhole guy.
Absolutely, yeah.
You want to be right next to him. He's never going to quit. He's always going to try and look to find a way to make things work, even when it's not easy. He's a gamer.
2-1 here to BECKHAM. Through it all, the Orioles were 1 for 8 with men in scoring position, and that hit did not result in a run being scored. Four pitches, 63 strikes for Alex Cobb. So BECKHAM is singled in the 5th, victimized by outstanding defense turned in by Longoria in the 3rd after he struck out in the 1st. So now it's 2-2 against Cishek. Line drive and a base hit. Well, the leadoff man aboard in the 7th for Baltimore, and they continue to get base runners. Fourth time tonight they put the leadoff man aboard.
That was a really nice at-bat there by Tim BECKHAM, and he was able to get out around that fastball by Cishek, who's another guy with this arm angle, gets pretty good velocity, but look how he just sweeps that ball right out into left field. And once again, here come the Orioles.
Manny Machado at the plate. There's a strike. Well, we talked about it an inning or two ago how it may be 7-3, but it certainly seems as if the score were 2-1 or 3-1, and it's been like that all night. tapped foul. Cishek has the jump. 2 strikes the count to Manny Machado. Wide. Machado does not chase. Two and two. Jonathan Schoop on deck. Machado is out on strikes. Big strikeout for Cishek after the leadoff single.
A rarity to find a Cishek breaking ball in here. And he usually sweeping that pitch off the plate, and you can see where Ramos was set up. He wanted it away, just backed up on him, and still got the job done. Boy, how good has he been for the Rays?
Yes.
This entire bullpen has been locked down since the trade deadline, but Cishek has been fantastic.
Schoop waves at this one as it ran away from him. Strike one. Well, there's the bullpen work since the 1st of August. Best in the big leagues. 1-1. The knees for a strike. 1 and 2. Fouled back. Fastball up a bit, maybe out of the zone. Twins winning again. They're leading in the 8th inning in Detroit, 6-3. Pitch is low. Count is 2-2. And to left. Dickerson closes to make the catch. 2 outs here in the 7th inning. The Rays and 7-Eleven offering a $7.11 ticket to Rays fans. Visit a local participating 7-Eleven store. Pick up a Rays discount coupon for the game Friday, September 29th against the Baltimore Orioles. Keep saving with $5 Budweiser and Bud Light drafts exclusively on the Budweiser porch. Ages 21 and older. Please drink responsibly. Rays up. There's a strike to Jones. Fastball on the outside part of the plate. Ground ball by the mound. Robertson is there at second to make the play, and we are through 7 innings. The Rays lead this game 7-3. Well, we had a grand slam tonight. That one hit by Wilson Ramos in the second inning to open the scoring. Alex Cobb in pursuit of his 12th win of the year, out of the game after 6 with this 7-3 lead. And it will be Corey Dickerson. Dickerson to lead off the 8th. Pitch is a ball. Michael Givens, who had a 1-2-3 7th, opens the 8th. The grand slam by Ramos, the 4th of the year for the Rays. The last one was on the 18th of June. Steven Souza Jr. hit a grand slam off Buck Farmer of the Tigers. 2-1 now. Logan Morrison hit a grand slam off Rick Porcello at Fenway back in April. Colby Rasmus hit one against Kansas City in May. And Souza in June, and now the grand slam by Ramos in the second inning tonight. Ground ball back to the hill. For the first, and that's out number 1.
You think about it, the former infielder started off a little tapper up the first base line, made a play on it, caught his own pop-up, gets another comebacker there. He's getting a chance to showcase the wares here tonight.
He is fully immersed in this one.
Try somebody else.
Well, here's Wilson Ramos. Followed up the grand slam in the second with a base hit in the third. He is 2 for 3. Ball, no strikes. Ground tonight in Baltimore, just under 29,000, 28,835. That's driven into right center field. That has carry. Hayes will look up, and that ball is out of here. That's a home run over the groundskeeping shed out there beyond the 373 marker. And Ramos will get his second home run of the night. His 11th home run of the year, and I think Buck Showalter wants to have a conversation about where that ball landed or did not land. See what they decide to do.
Well, he's looking back in to see what video is going to show, and what it's going to show is a very strong man drive this ball deep into right center field and get enough carry and actually hit the top of the padding. And Buck has a point here. That may not be a home run. Look at this. Now, you wondered if it short hopped that little ridge in the back of that wall, but it looked like it hit that padding and came back on the field. So this is a chance worth taking if you're the Orioles.
Just beyond the 373 marker. Well, the fly ball hitting that ground crew shed, the roof, is a home run. So on that roof, it's a home run.
I don't know if it got to the roof though. It hit that pad. It's real close, but it hit the pad. It almost looked like, you know how the pad is up against that hard roof right there. It almost looked like it hit the pad. Obviously, the force of that ball takes it to the hard part of the roof. Here, take a now. That's here's a great look at it right here. top of the pad, and then it may have clipped that edge. I mean, that's going to be a tough call.
Yeah,
because it caught pad, and then it looked like it hit, you know, that edge, and popped straight up in the air.
And if it hits any of that edge on top, even though it comes back down, that's a home run. And they say, well, it hit the padding in front, and so the home run call will be overturned, and it's a double for Ramos. So instead of a 2-home run night, it's a homer and a double. Now here's Echeverria. He's going to try to get the run home. Trying to check. That's a strike. That's one of those calls almost impossible to make as it occurs. So you take a shot. Now you have the review capability. 0-2. Echeverria lost his bat. Down 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes. Ollie Hart, the left-hander, up in the bullpen. Pop fly into short right. Hayes is there to make the catch. And now with 2 outs, Ramos remains at second. Daniel Robertson will bat. Trying to pick up this extra run. 7-3 ball game right now. Tommy Hunter up in the bullpen for the Rays. That's a strike call, says Eric Cooper. Two for 3 night for Robertson. Now he's down 0-2.
And it looks like right now Kevin Cash, you know, he was able to ride Alex Cobb through 6, and now you think about that formula that he has. Cishek, we saw Tommy Hunter up. If the Rays don't add on, I'm sure that you're going to see Colome, even with the 4-run lead. Got to win them all from here on out, and that might not even be enough, but you know, at least go for it.
Alex Colome out there in the bullpen alongside Cedeno. Become a part of that bullpen again. The Rays have missed that lefty all year.
Boy, a long road back.
Yep.
A long road back, and hopefully he's able to get into a few games here and give himself some confidence going into the off season, continue to strengthen that arm and get ready for spring training. But there was a time where, you know, the Rays were going with Danny Farquhar as their lefty out of the pen. He a right-handed pitcher, but he had a good changeup.
Yep.
Didn't have a lefty out there, and that didn't go very well for this team.
Two. Liner into right field, and Hayes is there to make the catch. Rays get a double, leave a man. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Rays up 7-3. Hunter on the hill for the Rays. Pitcher number 3, Cobb for 6, Cishek for an inning. Tommy Hunter on for the 58th time.
Well, the ERA 2.29, more than a strikeout in an inning, and the opponent's average of 192. As advertised has been Tommy Hunter. Fastball with big time velocity, a good hard cutter, and then also a slider.
Peter Borges takes over in left defensively, and the first pitch into Trey Mancini is a strike.
Did a lot of good work here in Baltimore for Buck Showalter.
Mancini trying to get on top of that one and chased it up there. 0-2. And chases it again up there. Doubled up, and that is strike 3. Quick work there on Mancini.
You know, when you have velocity, it affords you these opportunities. You can go up there, and if you get a swing and a miss, why not do it again? It's not like he's going to be able to catch up, and if he does, all he's going to do is foul it off. So Tommy Hunter, I'm going to pick up a quick out.
Bruce Davis takes that pitch down and in. Davis with a walk, a home run, and a single. Brings him back 2-0. Two and one. Home run for Davis tonight. His 25th of the year. That foul ball evens the count. Rizzi and Hellickson tomorrow night. Sunday afternoon, Archer scheduled to pitch. Tapper foul. Jake after win number 10 tomorrow night. Davis is out on strikes. He was challenged him right there down the middle at 99 and threw it by Davis.
99. We've seen him. Yeah, I mean, as the season is going on, he gets stronger and stronger. The best velocity that he's shown all year has been most recently, and that is just a mano-a-mano. Big power swing, big power hitter, big power fastball.
Yeah, here we are, third week of September. Hunter still has a lot of fight in him.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
There's strike one to Austin Hayes, who actually takes a pitch. Hayes had been up 3 times, had gone after the first pitch every time, and now takes a strike.
Someone bet him. Someone bet him that he couldn't take a pitch. Now I'll show you.
Counts 1-1 now. He drove in a run with a fly ball in the second. With a fly ball to right in the fourth, single in the sixth, and now a 1-1 count in the eighth. 2-1. Three balls and a strike. Pedro Alvarez on deck. 3-2.
Boy, how about the action on that pitch? And that really screwed up Hayes. He thought he was getting a fastball out over where he's going to get his arms extended, and that ball just takes off and all sorts of ties him up.
Yeah, that's got some heavy and hot run on it.
Ooh, I was on a hot run one time.
And now he swings and chases this one.
Lucky that inning is coming to an end.
Strikes out the side. Quickly, we'll get the break. On to the ninth. 7-3 Rays. Sun is brought to you by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. Tonight the Rays in Baltimore, Oriole Park here at Camden Yards. On a very pleasant evening. And the Rays will get a look at the fifth Orioles pitcher of the night, Donnie Hart. Hart on for the 47th time. And he'll be facing the top of the order with a couple left-handed hitters due up, Kiermaier and Duda, and then Longoria.
A couple of different stints here with the Orioles here in 2017. You saw his season numbers. Going to go to work right at the top of this Rays order.
Kiermaier with a base hit in the fourth inning, 1 for 4 tonight. The first pitch inside. Ball. A couple innings for Gibbons. That ball hit Kiermaier very close enough to hit him. Down to first he goes. So the Rays get a base runner. Take a look at this, see what you think. This one's going to be looked at.
It's going to be so tough, especially because the ball was caught. So if it did clip Kevin Kiermaier, it did so. It didn't affect the flight of the ball at all. But to go back and say that it didn't, it's gonna be real tough. You're gonna have to find the perfect angle, and even that probably is not going to tell you.
Well, the Orioles won a challenge in the 8th inning on the ball hit by Ramos, turned a potential home run into the double, and now they challenge this one. And he's going to stay at first.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you were going to find an angle that showed that it didn't hit him that close.
So the call confirmed on the challenge. Now it's Lucas Duda against the left-hander Hart. And he shoots it toward the gap in right center field. Kiermaier off on his way to third, rounding third. Montoya will wave him to the plate. He scores standing up on a double by Duda. Kiermaier scores from first, and the Rays pick up their 8th run of the night, making it 8-3.
Boy, perfect placement. Adam Jones doesn't coming up a little bit gimpy there after heading out to try to flag that ball down, but it was perfectly placed by Duda, and with the speed of Kevin Kiermaier, there's just no chance. That ball hangs up and in. 2 poorly placed pitches by Donnie Hart's going to end his night.
So the Rays, 2 pitches into the inning, have tacked on another run, and we're going to see a new Baltimore pitcher. A call to the bullpen, brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Day with First Things First, weekday mornings on FS1 with hosts Chris Carter and Nick Wright. First Things First, weekdays at 6:30 a.m. on FS1. Rays with a run home, a man at second base. Jimmy Yacobonis will be the new pitcher, making his 12th appearance and the 6th pitcher of the night for Baltimore, with Evan Longoria at the plate. Pitch is up, 1 ball, no strikes. Strike as Longoria tried to check. Yacobonis came up when they expanded the rosters September 1st. He had been up a couple of months earlier. So a little tap, going to be a fair ball. Joseph out from back of the plate to make the throw to first. Duda heads over to third.
I'll tell you what, he almost did not make that play. Yeah, he got out to that ball, took a quick peek over at Duda at third, and then made the throw, and Longoria came very close to beating that out. A little swinging bunt. Well, here it is, and this is how close it is. Calls him off. A little peek. Yee.
Well, a man at third with one out, and they're going to walk Logan Morrison intentionally, and they wave him to first. He's already have a run home in the inning. Steven Souza Jr. will bat against the right-hander. Cabonis out of the 2013 player draft.
Boy, a lot of quick twitch in his delivery.
Souza Jr. pops it up on the infield. And Scope handling that.
Man, Souza Jr. tried to break that bat over his leg, and it didn't work. Oh, he is not happy. That hurts.
Yep.
That hurts.
Now Corey Dickerson. Keep waiting for that yell to come out of the runway. Wow.
That hurts to watch.
Dickerson. This is Dickerson's spot with Borges in there against the right-hander. Borges took over in left field for Dickerson in the top of the inning. Dickerson tonight had gone 2 for 4 with a run scored, a double, and a run batted in. Borges his first at bat. He'll take the count to 1-1. Pitch fouled away, back out of play, 1-2. Boxberger in the bullpen now for the Rays. He's got 6 off Jimenez, 1 off Castro, and a run off Hart. Check swing and a roller by the mound. He might beat it out. Close. Got him at first. Just did get Borges at first base to retire the Rays in the ninth. They will settle for a run and go into the bottom of the ninth inning with the Rays leading this game 8-3. Tomorrow, the Rays will be sending Jay Odorizzi to the mound. Our coverage begins at 6:30 on Fox Sports Sun. Jake after his 10th win of the year here tomorrow night. This will be game 3 of the 4-game series. Well, tonight the Rays in the bottom of the 9th will have Brad Boxberger on the hill, leading 8-3.
Yeah, you add on that run, have a 5-run lead. You could turn to Brad Boxberger, who, by the way, is no stranger to closing out ball games. On for the 27th time. He's worked 25 in the 3rd innings, 33 strikeouts. Fastball, changeup, slider.
Pedro Alvarez will lead off the bottom of the 9th. Left-handed bat. And Boxberger with that changeup. Pretty good against lefties. They're hitting .226 off him. Caleb Joseph due next, but Castillo has come out on deck. And there's a strike on Alvarez. One ball, one strike. It's 1-2.
That was a good one right there. I'll tell you, Brad Boxberger, when he's going right, puts so much distance between fastball and changeup as far as velocity goes that hitters have such a hard time staying back. And what you end up doing is you get him in between. You see him swinging, late at the fastball, way too early against the changeup. Some very awkward swings.
And strike 3 called at the knees. Alvarez is out number 1. It's 4 consecutive strikeouts for the Rays bullpen. Hunter struck out the side in the 8th, and now there's strike 3 called to Alvarez.
Just can't pull the trigger. A changeup right there at the bottom of the zone. Definitely out over the plate.
Wellington Castillo will pinch hit. Caleb Joseph 0 for 3 tonight. Pitch away, 1 ball, no strikes. One. Ball, 2 strikes here. He's trying to close this one out, even the season series at 7-7. Pitch is down. BECKHAM on deck. Castillo stays alive, fouling it right back into the screen. Close. The count is now full. Boxberger last worked on the 15th in the Boston series. Pitched 1 inning, gave up a hit and a walk and 2 strikeouts. And he walks Castillo. So with 1 out, a base on balls. The second walk allowed by Rays pitching tonight. And now Tim Beckham. Beckham with a couple hits, 2 singles. The pitch is a strike. Two. One ball, 2 strikes. And a miss. That takes care of Beckham. Second strikeout for Boxberger and the second out of the inning.
Well, what a pitch by Brad Boxberger. Watch Tim Beckham try to stay back as long as he can. Just can't do it. You got to get ready for a fastball low to mid 90s and then a changeup that will touch the upper 70s. That is a tough combo. And Beckham, try as he might, cannot stay back long enough, and the Rays are 1 out away from closing this baby out.
Now Manny Machado, he takes a big cut, fouls it right back, strike 1. Machado had a base hit in the 3rd. He's down 0-2. And a cut and a miss. This one is over. Out on the fastball. So Boxberger strikes out the side to end it, and the Rays are winners tonight 8-3. And Alex Cobb will get his 12th win of the year. That's a career high for him. He's 12-10. Jimenez, the loser, 6-11 before 28,835. The Rays are 8-3 winners. 8-13-0 with 7 left for Baltimore. 3-10-0 with 8 men left. Time of the game 3 hours and 7 minutes. For Brian Anderson and Alex Cordry, Dwayne Stats. Hope you've enjoyed the telecast. Rays Live, the post game presented by WB Mason, comes your way next.